Ray and Chamba, the two hosts. If I may, I'm thinking that you chose the best thing if you like them the shows and all of these movies. What up, Chip and Chap? This is Chip and Chap Chat. What up, Chip and Chap? This is Chip and Chap Chat. What up, Chip and Chap? This is Chip and Chap Chat. What up, Chip and Chap? This is Chip and Chap Chat.
G'day, guys.
What up, Chip and Chaps? This is Chip and Chap Chat, episode 90 now?
90, can you believe it? So close, so close.
We've done more than 90 of these then.
We've done 100.
Oh, did we have 10 not numbered episodes?
I think we had close to. So if anything, we're either close to 100 or like maybe just at 100. I'm not exactly sure. If anything, we're maybe like high 90s.
Well, either way, that means we're going to hit our numerical 100 in 10 short
10
weeks.
10 weeks.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? That's also only if, if we're still on it every week and you're about to leave. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, I think next week we should do, we'll have to do it a day early because I leave on, because I record on a Thursday, obviously. This isn't Thursday live for me, but it's like Wednesday evening for you. We might have to do it on a Tuesday evening because I leave, because that's Wednesday for me, because I leave on a Thursday.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Unless it's like a Thursday, unless we do it like a Wednesday morning. I don't know. We'll work it out. Yeah.
Either way, though.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time till we hit that 100.
No, not at all.
Excited.
I mean, because by the time I'm there in August, well, I'll be there July-ish, but then
you'll be here early July.
I'll be in and out. I'll be in and out during July, but in August I'll be primarily there. We could just do a bunch of like live shows, just because.
Why not?
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop us?
Internet.
It's probably easier when you're here. It was easier. It's less technical when you're here for sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we'll be doing maybe the drawing aspect of it.
Why not?
Because it means we'd have to bring. Would I have to bring my webcam for that?
I've got another webcam. I just bought one. Remember?
Yeah, no, I get that. Then anyway, whatever. We'll figure something out. It'll be fine.
I think that would be fun. We can do some drinking draws. Maybe get a few people involved. That'd be good times. Either way, though, man, we got Spider-Man coming up here pretty damn soon. We are less than a month away.
I can't believe how soon it is at this point.
Yeah.
I remember when we were first just talking about, I mean, when we had just seen Civil War, and it's like, oh my gosh, they're doing this Spidey. This is going to be Spidey.
All right.
And now it's like, oh, less than a month. Also, I'm noticing, I mean, I haven't been watching any of the TV spots and whatnot, but they have been putting a lot.
They put out a 22-minute behind-the-scenes special for Disney Channel.
I think it's necessary. I don't know. Like, for me, as a person who doesn't like to get things as spoiled as possible, like, I don't like trailers that reveal the whole movie, for example. That's not a fun thing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're just bombarding us with a lot right now.
I heard that the international trailer gives out a lot of information. I have not seen it. I've already stopped watching trailers at this point.
Yeah, no. As soon as I saw the very first one, I was like, this is all that I need to see. I mean, considering I know I'm watching it already.
Right.
I know I'm watching it, so what's the point?
Yeah, I saw the basketball one. Did you see this? They did like it wasn't quite a trailer because it was all stuff not in the movie, but it was a segment about Tony Stark wanting to watch the NBA finals, and he invites Peter Parker to go. But Spider-Man has to go get a snack or something for somebody at the party and yada yada. So it was interesting because it's like a trailer because it's set in that world. It's supposed to be Tony Stark and Spider-Man and Happy Hogan. but it's not in the movie, so it's kind of interesting. Like extra content, I guess.
Like
That
I'm
kind
sure
of
it's
thing
gonna.
doesn't bother me.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's not something that's, it's almost like extra promotional material, but they're promoting like that's how. Considering that, how much money do you think they've spent just on the promotional aspect of this film?
Oh, I'm sure that NBA Finals thing alone had to be a couple $1,000,000.
That's bonkers, man. That's bonkers to me.
Um, yeah, I don't know, but they're definitely spending money on it. I think they just have a lot riding on it because they want this movie to make a lot of money
Yeah, I get that.
because it's fighting against we did basically not Civil War, but the Andrew Garfield movies. They're still, even though we've seen Spider-Man already, this is his first movie since those Andrew Garfield movies.
Right.
So I think, some people are going into it with like a negative mindset already, which, which I guess, I understand to some degree, but when people say, like, I was watching a stream earlier today, the Carl
Yep.
Kerschel and Andy, what's his last name? It's B something, but I can't remember it. They're both, really good artists, but they were talking about the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and he was saying that he found the Amazing Spider-Man movies to be unwatchable. And I just don't think that they were that bad. I really don't.
I'm noticing.
strange to me.
I find just when I speak to people about movies in general, this could be about comic book movies, but just movies in general.
Mhm.
As I'm getting older, I'm noticing people just. It feels like it's easier, or not even easier. I guess it's easier for them to just almost not like a film just because
Right.
they don't want
It's
to.
the thing to do.
Right, it's almost a thing to do, but I don't know, like growing up and in general now, I'm like, I go into a film to try and enjoy it. That's
Right.
first things first. Even if there's issues with something, I can still try to find something I enjoy about it. Now, overall, in the end, I could say, okay, it wasn't like it had positive moments. It had some fun moments, but in the end, it wasn't exactly, it could be garbage, Like,
For sure. I mean,
like Suicide Squad. I think Suicide Squad had moments.
it did,
Not a lot.
but yeah, I don't know. Suicide Squad was a different thing to me too. Suicide Squad, what like I hear a lot of people, oh, Suicide Squad was fucking garbage. Like I hear like people are really
I'm like,
angry about it.
I'm not aggressively angry about it.
I just didn't like it as much as I wanted to.
Right.
And it's funny to me that just that makes it garbage. Like that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
In
Like
human
if I don't
history.
like one thing if I don't like one little, like if it didn't meet my
Right.
my
If it
little,
wasn't the best movie, it was literally the
it was
worst
shit.
movie.
It's almost not fair. It's
Right,
like, where is this middle ground? Because I see a lot of like I watch movies while I'm working and stuff, and like older films, even newer films, and I'm just like, okay, that was it was a fine film. Like it wasn't like, it didn't change my life. But now if a film doesn't change my life or excite me to the point where I'm so giddy, then it's either that or a piece of shit. It's like, so there's like a split line between with most people and how they rate films now.
Right.
And it's not fair.
It's not fair, but I just think that that's the culture right now. I think that it really is. It's where everything has to be polarized. They're like,
yeah, but it's but like you were saying, how they said, well, they thought the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was not a 1, or just in general, just Amazing Spider-Man.
Right. That franchise.
That franchise was unwatchable. That's, to me, it's not like the greatest thing. It was a Spider-Man film. It wasn't the best of the Spider-Man films, but it was still, I think they tried.
I feel like more worked in those movies than didn't work.
Mm.
But there were glaring fucking issues
Oh
that
yeah.
they forced on people. One,
Yeah.
for me, why the fuck did they even attempt the let's talk about Peter's parents?
Yeah.
Peter's parents' backstory. We don't need that. We've never needed that.
That
Never in
one
the
makes
history
that
of
yeah.
ever
That
have
one
we
that one to
needed
me
that. When they
made no
try it in the
sense.
comics, it's weird. Like they made them shield agents and
Did they? Were they
yeah,
shield agents?
yeah. In the comics, they did a storyline where Peter's parents like were killed off because they were like secretly spies for Shield.
Why not?
Why exactly? Why not? When all of the universe is connected, then whatever is
Right.
how they were thinking about it. But I just don't think that we need that. It's not particularly interesting. It's not what I find interesting about Peter. It's not who his parents are.
Right.
It's the life that he has fallen into that I find interesting, and how he combines those two worlds of his regular life and his bravado.
What's also weird about that is that you know how you were just saying they've made Peter's parents to be something. Essentially,
Right.
I mean, it may sound really negative in saying this, but in terms of the story of Spider-Man, his parents were somewhat the people who birthed him were essentially irrelevant, as the people who raised him were the ones that
Right.
were
His
the
parents
important
were
aspect.
Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
Absolutely, like they may not have
His
been birth parents, but they're his parents.
Right. Right.
It's
You know.
almost the same as Batman. How he's like, "Oh, my parents are gone." Sure, that was a big part of it, but Alfred raised you, homie. You had a parent.
Right. For sure. For sure.
You were
And
just
there's stuff that
traumatized.
comes with being a Wayne, but he was definitely raised by
Absolutely,
Alfred.
that's what I'm saying. But like, it feels like it's almost like a slap in the face to Alfred's. It feels like sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's just
But they
it's I don't
do
know.
that in the movie. They always have that like you're not my dad.
I get
They
that.
always have that.
I get that. I get that. But I don't know. Unwatchable. I don't. And all right. The thing about when we were talking about how people automatically either it's amazing, it's the best, or it's the biggest piece
Right.
of shit. By
Right.
saying it's the biggest piece of shit, it feels so bad because think about all the people who actually contributed to making that. Automatically, they're pieces of shit in a sense.
Right. But I mean, I understand when there are issues like the second Amazing Spider-Man. We talked about this before, just remove Electro completely, remove the character,
Oh yeah.
or just never show his origin. Only have him
Yeah.
show up as the character with the fried up body or whatever, and you can hint at his backstory. Maybe he doesn't even remember who he is. That's not as important. But
It's
I just don't
Electro.
feel like they didn't need him because he
No.
played so comically. When he was Electro, I thought he was kind of fine. Like some of the stuff was campy.
No. Yeah, dude, completely.
Like I hear people rag on him like he doesn't. He says like itsy bitsy spider or something, and then Peter up against some things, and it makes the sound of the song. And
Okay.
people hating on that, like, oh, he's saying Itsy Bitsy Spider. The fucking Raimi movies were so much better. And I'm like, dude, go back and watch the first Raimi Spider-Man movie. Green Goblin does the exact same thing in that first movie.
Yeah.
He does the Itsy Bitsy Spider thing. It's the same thing. It's like camp villain 101. You're fighting Spider-Man, sing the lullaby, and then smash him with
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah. It's like I have to be as quippy as
Right.
Spidey himself, even though it really shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, shouldn't be the case. All his villains should just be annoyed by him.
Yes, that's
Constantly.
That's essentially it. Yeah,
to them.
that's what I almost think. Like, remember in Civil War how he was really trying to banter with Falcon and Winter Soldier. How they were just like, what is that?
What are you talking about?
What's this kid on about?
Yeah.
That's essentially how it should be, except obviously more annoyed because the villain is trying to do some shit, and he's
Right, which, I think that the Russos understood that. I just hope that whoever, I guess it's the homie from Freaks and Geeks wrote this movie, so I hope that he understands Spider-Man.
no. Let's bloody hope. Let's bloody hope.
What's that kid's name? The main Freaks and Geeks geek.
Yeah, I don't know.
John Daly, I think is his name.
John,
He was
yeah,
on,
that's it.
he was on Bones, and he wrote Horrible Bosses, I think. But anyway,
Okay.
so hopefully he's a comic nerd. I don't know much about that dude, but they also put one of the other Freaks and Geeks guys in as one of the teachers. So
right. So hopefully Martin Starr, that's the one, right?
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was his friend. We'll see how they do.
I've also heard a bunch of stuff about. They've shown her several times in images a girl that looks like Gwen Stacy. She's got the headband. She's got the haircut. It seems weird to have that character look that specific if it's not her, kind of thing.
Right.
But there's been a bunch of reports that have said that she is in it. They're just like kind of filling the world out like you would if you were
right. And I think that's probably the smart way to go about it. Is don't have just make it feel like it's a real thing right now, and then because I think I just read it this morning, just a headline, not even just an article, but. This is going to be like obviously the first in 3 films, right? Assuming, because it seems like it seems like a trilogy is like the thing that people like to do these days. Let's do 3 because it's it's a nice number. But
if you got a kid that young, why wouldn't you at least do 3? And they've said they said from the start that they want to treat this like Harry Potter, which makes total sense if you're thinking about think about how Harry Potter's stuff worked. All his characters, Neville Longbottom or whatever the fuck his name is, and all the characters, they're all in the background. They're all there from the first movie on.
Exactly.
So I think that they cast a Gwen Stacy, they cast a Mary Jane maybe later, maybe she's a new kid next movie.
Or the end of this movie. Who knows?
Or the end of this movie, yeah. Maybe she shows up at the end of this movie. They've got Liz Allen. They've put Ned Leeds in there, Flash Thompson. I think they just are filling that school with all of the characters that would be at his school. Because why would he only know 2 people at a time? It always
that was always big. That was always my biggest thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why the fuck are the only 2 people he knows? Harry Osborn and Mary Jane Watson. He only knows them. That's it.
But not just that. It's almost like Harry Osborn. Okay, I get it, your best friend, and Mary Jane, who's supposedly like model beautiful.
Right.
Kristen it's like Dunst, okay, no, not her. Like the character.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like you have no other friends then at all. How does that work?
Well, I really like that they're not going that way this time, and I hope that is what they've been saying it is, because they've really been telling us for a while how this was going to work. I just hope that follows through, But everything I've seen, I'd like. I've also heard that like a bunch of speculation that Miles is in it because they keep showing some kid that was in like Beasts of No Nation or something like that. And they were like, well, why would they get a kid that can act that well to be some nobody character in this movie? And they're like, but if he's in it, then that means that Donald Glover is Prowler or something like that. And I'm like, well, if they do that, cool. But I just don't get your hopes up that they're going to be setting up some Miles.
Also, at this point, it's sure, like set the world up, like you were saying, make it like the Harry. If their goal is to do like the Harry Potter film, set up the world. But by having those characters there, doesn't necessarily mean, oh yeah, by the way, we just have our Peter Parker Spider-Man. Let's put in all the other Spider-Mans now, just to make things a little more, let's confuse people.
Hey, bro. 5 good happy hour. Right on. Huh? Why?
What are you drawing? You're not drawing anything.
We haven't started drawing yet, but we're in the middle of a Spidey discussion. Oh, Jeff started drawing claws or something. Oh, he's drawing Black
Yeah.
Panther.
Yes.
What are you gonna draw?
I was going to draw a tiny Black Panther on a car with a tiny Spider-Man on top of the Black Panther, but he's already drawn Black Panther, so I don't know what I'm going to
You
draw.
can still do that because if yours is a tiny version,
The tiniest of versions.
then it's perfect.
But yeah. Where's my doohickey? All right. But what were we talking about now about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, well, I was saying to not like to basically set the world up, but don't like just inject the new Spider-Man as well. Don't inject all these other Spider-Man characters, like other Spider-Men, essentially, while we just have a beginning Spider-Man, beginning Peter Parker Spider-Man. Anyways,
Yeah.
It's almost like it's too quick. It's too quick. Like instead of the previous films where the issues were let's have multiple villains, here it's like let's have, let's forget about the villains. Let's let's have all the different Spider-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sure you can
still
do that.
Totally do that. I mean,
Absolutely.
they're doing that animated Miles thing already, so I just don't think they're going to do a Miles thing. I saw somebody arguing about it on Facebook earlier. They were like, they're ripping off Miles's story and just giving it to Peter Parker because Black Panther is replacing him as the black member of the Avengers. I'm like, what? Like, what? What?
That argument doesn't even make any sense.
No,
Yeah.
It doesn't. And I'm like, and plus, how are they ripping off Miles's entire storyline just by having a Yankee knockoff in it? If that's the only thing that's the same.
Right. But that's more than enough, Royce.
If Miles's entire identity is defined by him having an Asian fat guy friend, then the character is probably pretty weak sauce, and it's probably better we got Peter.
That's a very shallow story.
Yeah. It's so dumb. But, I understand that they're doing a Miles movie anyway, so we're probably going to get some version of Genki. So I just don't think there's any reason to get too bent up about it yet. And that does seem really extreme to me.
I was reading something on Twitter, I think it was a couple days ago. Somebody who's working on that. And they couldn't say who, obviously, but they've seen stuff from it, and they go, it looks pretty smashing. So, but that could just be, based on nothing.
Right.
So, but again, they're gonna do that. So, why would they make the Miles Spidey in the live-action Spidey be Spidey as well as Spidey in the animated movie at the same time? If that makes sense,
right? Why would they put Miles?
Like, why would no? But why would he be Spider-Man in both at the same time? If that makes sense,
right? Well, I don't know.
Especially if one of them, the live-action one, is supposed to focus right now on Peter Parker, which they should at least get right first before they even decide to do anything more.
Right. I mean, I think that it's worth doing Peter just so that we can at least see him done correctly.
Absolutely. That's really it.
Let's see the official version of Peter Parker, and then, if later down the road when Tom Holland is like, I'm too big for this shit, I want more money or whatever, then they go, all right, let's kill him in this one and bring in Miles. and then we start Miles, and then we're good to go. And it's in continuity that way. It's closer to the comics.
And that way we've had our Peter Parker.
Right. And Peter is kind of Uncle Ben for Miles.
Exactly.
Peter's death is what inspired him to do it. Because he could have helped when he saw Peter fighting the goblin or something, and he didn't do it. And so he felt the guilt of having that ability and not doing anything. So I think it's very important to. I mean, you can't. I mean, if you do Miles and you just give him Uncle Ben, aren't you then just ripping off Peter's story and giving it to Miles?
You should
So
tell
I just
that
feel
guy
like, yeah. So I don't know. The whole argument is kind of silly. I also saw people complaining about the music in Black Panther, which I thought was very weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we'll talk about the Black Panther, the trailer itself, because when was it released? Like a week ago, a couple days ago?
a couple days ago.
A couple days ago, because it was like I forgot which game of the NBA.
NBA Finals or something.
Yeah, I forget which game though. Game 3, I think it was.
But yeah, so you saw it. You
saw
have
it.
an opinion?
That trailer is hype.
Dude, I fucking love that trailer, man.
The trailer was hype. The song choice, which we will talk about a little bit more, because we both read things regarding the negativity on that, which is bizarre. But just all the visuals shown in that trailer was just bloody bonks. Like, also the start was great. How it's like you've got Bilbo speaking to.
I've heard people complaining about that too, though, because they're like, Black Panther finally gets a movie. First trailer debuts, starts with 2 white dudes.
It's Bilbo Baggins and the Gollum. That's brilliant.
Bilbo Baggins and it's Gollum, but it's still 2 white dudes.
That's brilliant.
But
okay, they intro the trailer. Like, that's my thing. Why? I'm at a loss for words so many times. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, there is no pleasing anybody. Anybody, Royce. Anybody. You're gonna find something wrong. Like, someone is gonna find something wrong all the time. All the time. Because they didn't do this. Like, unrelated to Black Panther, I know we're kind of going all over, but this is related to what we're talking about now. People were some people were arguing on Twitter. It's like, okay, Wonder Woman is great and all, but she's white.
Okay,
it's like she doesn't represent colored women, and I was like, all right, so there's no winning at all. like this.
She's not,
and
like,
it's not like
Tiffany from California, though. She's an
right,
Israeli girl.
Yeah, no, that's not color enough, Royce. That's not enough color.
I guess, man.
So it's like, I'm not supporting it. Like, I was reading some of the tweets, like, I'm not supporting it because she doesn't represent me. And I was like, all right.
I agree.
I don't understand. Like, and I'm not even saying it's like take the victories where you can, but in a sense, it is somewhat like that. But it feels like everybody needs to be represented at all times for everything.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah.
And then if that happens, no one will be happy. I know it.
Well, yeah, for sure. That's definitely part of it. But what did you think of the trailer yourself? What did you like about it?
I love the trailer. I think it looks great. There's too many things which was being shown to us, which I'm like, oh, I want to see that full scene. I'd like to see that full scene. The scene where he flips him around on the car thing, I'm like, oh, that's wicked. He's
pretty cool.
He's like super legit. He's an Iron Batman.
Yeah, basically. I mean, Batman, they showed Batman in the movie is like, it was weird. He's like bulletproof, but not knife proof. That's confusing, but.
Right. Well, because I think that's weird, because it's almost like the knife gets in between the what is it? Vibranium? Is it the vibranium? Is that what they're using in this?
That's what Black Panther has. That's not what.
Yeah.
That's not.
Oh, you're talking about Batman?
Yeah.
Does Batman get stabbed?
Yeah, remember in BVS when he's fighting all those dudes in the warehouse?
Is he bulletproof?
Yeah, they try and after he gets stabbed and like they pull his cape to the ground, someone tries to shoot him in the back of the head and it just bounces off.
Oh yeah, maybe his head is bulletproof, but his body isn't.
Well, that seems like a lack of foresight.
Well, Batman can't plan for everything. He should, because he's Batman.
He
and he's
should be able to plan for bullets.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the first thing you plan for.
Nah, he wasn't thinking that far ahead.
That's pretty bad, Batman.
Yeah, well, you know, Batman's garbage. Batman's garbage.
It's true. I heard that before.
Yeah, and I will keep saying that. But yeah, back to Black Panther. That was legit.
Yeah,
I want to see everything.
Looks great.
I like how colorful it is.
Michael B. Jordan looks badass.
Yep. Chadwick Boseman looks legit. He plays I like it because he doesn't have to.
I've also heard people talking about this. He doesn't actually say anything in the trailer. Did that bother you, or did you even notice?
Not at all. The reason why I was like, this is cool, because I was like, he doesn't have to say shit in order for you to know how legit that guy is. Not just in like, I'm legit as Black Panther, but I'm like, he gives off the presence of, yeah, I am T'Challa. I am the king. I am basically the ruler. I'm the king of this place. It almost like authority comes from him. You can just feel it.
All right.
I have no problem with him not saying a thing, because it's like, think about it in Civil War. He never really said a lot, but whatever he said, it was like, oh shit, I better not fuck with this guy.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Like he's serious business. There is no laughs, and when there's laughs, it's like you're gonna get, you know, smacked in the face.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. I can't wait for this film. Marvel, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm looking forward to Justice League now. Like, I have a little bit of hopes, but I'm still very weary because that film was filmed a while ago, and I mean before the release of Wonder Woman. So who knows if they'll take note of what Wonder Woman did well and whatnot.
I mean, but do you think because Wonder Woman did well that they should be adding way more Wonder Woman in the movie? Is that the answer?
Not at all. I think to me that will make it, like, it would come off as forced.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you saw that work, so you're gonna basically try it now after the fact, and it's gonna feel like after the fact. Like, I just don't want it to feel like the editing somewhat of like say Suicide Squad, where it was like, oh yeah, you can tell they added those scenes.
Right.
Don't be that.
Yeah.
Don't be that.
I just I think that I don't want them to do that, but just because I feel like we already all agreed that Wonder Woman stuff worked.
Yes.
Stuff to work now, though. So, like, on her, make the other stuff work.
Mm-hmm.
We already know we like her.
Exactly it. That's exactly it. Like, you seem to have hit it with her. Now, do the same with everybody else, and we're good.
All right.
We're good.
And and I liked what they were doing with Batman, but I just, that's not enough to go on, and who knows if we're even going to actually get a Batman movie now.
That's not good. But I don't know. They need to do something. I don't want another reboot. But maybe they just, they need a breather. They can't just rush into it.
Yeah, I mean, they need something.
Something.
But who knows? Maybe Whedon is the answer to that, because they seem to have a lot of confidence in him, and he's made the team movie work before.
He has.
So
he has. And also in a way, but he's definitely made the team work, and him combining all the members that were already presented prior to it. I mean, he
Right.
wasn't involved in the individual films, but he put that film together. But in saying that, he's essentially going to continue from something that had already been started, if
But
that makes sense.
that might be better though, because I've not read the
'Cause you-
script.
So you're going to get
but I've
like
heard it
having
was
him
bad.
fix things up.
Well, I heard that he had a pitch for Wonder Woman a long time ago, but I just heard it wasn't very good.
Cat.
So I wonder very much. Kuro is like screaming outside the room.
He is. I can hear him.
So, but I'm just very curious, like how much that's gonna all factor in.
Mm.
What is it, buddy?
You let him in?
He just pushed his way in. What's up, man? What's up, little
Was he
dude?
part of the show?
Yeah, he's like, it's time to hang out with me now. I think he does it when he's cold. Here, put the heater on for you, little dude. Come sit down under the thing.
Is it cold there?
It's cold right now.
Mm.
Hey everyone, this is Kuro the cat. He is a big giant hairy baby.
He is. You might have seen him in some comic strips that we've drawn before.
Be polite. Don't show them your gluteus.
Or show it. Be a cat.
He mostly
Was
does
there anything
cat
in particular about the trailer that you were like, that's very good?
I want to see the Dora Milaje, his like armored guards or whatever. He has got like a troop of chicks that guard him. I want to see all that stuff. I like Denai Guerrera, the chick that plays Michonne on Walking Dead. She's like his main.
She one of them?
Bodyguard. Yeah. And I'm excited to see how they had some kind of crazy staff fight in the trailer, and he's got, I think it's his sister or something that is like a super genius, and she's got like these Panther gloves on that look.
I saw them as well.
That shit looks like some Thundercats.
That's what I thought.
Glasses,
that's exactly what I thought. I was like, man, that's legit. That's Thundercats right there. I'll take it,
so it kind of looks like Voltron actually. How he's got like the Panther head with the beam thing. But yeah, I'm excited for the movie, man. I think that shit looks dope, and the music was dope.
Dude, that music hyped me, man.
I'm really curious how they're going to use Claw, and I'm really curious because it looks like they have a whole thing, because Michael B. Jordan is playing Killmonger, who I don't know a whole lot about. I remember him from the animated Black Panther movie, and they had Man Ape in the supposedly he's in the trailer too. I don't remember the scene with him, but he's
like holding something up.
Oh, okay, good. But all that stuff is cool to me, man. I'm very curious to see how different this movie is going to be, because it feels like a very different movie.
Right.
I'm curious how, like, if they even go to America at all in the movie,
or if they just stay in.
I've heard rumors that there's scenes of like a young T'Challa in New York as like an exchange student or something.
That's cool,
so they
dude.
Do like something of him in New York in the 90s or something like that, or in the 80s. So I'm very curious how that stuff is going to work. I wonder if they're going to do like how they keep making people look younger. I wonder if they're going to do with that one Chadwick and make him look like 14.
Or if they just get a young actor.
Right. But they love showing that shit off, so who knows?
They do. I mean, hey, they're getting better and better at it.
Right. What if they just put young Chadwick face on a different actor, like a different young kid? Why don't they do that?
Kind of like Chris Evans with thin Steve Rogers. How they put his face on
they put his
small
like
thin body.
Thin head on the tiny dude.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking, like they did the Winklevoss twins in Social Network,
Mm-hmm.
because it was Army Hammer, but he was
Yeah.
acting against another guy that was playing the other
Yep.
Winklevoss twin, and to the point where they were like, they weren't sure if they were just going to have the other guy play him.
Right. Exactly. It's almost not fair, man. That guy got. Then again, he got paid for the job, but it's like,
Right.
no one will ever know now. Because Armie Hammer was like, oh, he was great. It's like he wasn't just him.
Yeah. Well, it sure skyrocketed Army Hammer's career. I mean, he's done big movies. Just none of the big movies are doing great.
Well, it's not like. It's not exactly his fault that they're not doing great, though.
Not exactly. I mean, but
he didn't help it.
He didn't help me want to go see The Lone Ranger.
Right.
There was
which wasn't terrible.
I've still never seen
Again, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like there's certain things I didn't like, so automatically it's an entire piece of shit. That's how people look at it.
Right.
So
well, I definitely was turned off by the Johnny Depp Indian when I saw the trailers initially.
That's understandable.
Because it would have been one thing, I think, if you just made Johnny Depp the Indian character. But then he also had this incredibly silly design where he had a bird on his head the entire time.
Yeah, he had a raven on his head, just kind of.
Yeah, just chilling.
Just because. It's not alive.
Right. It was silly though.
It was just there. He was in a Man from U.N.C.L.E. and there's supposedly talks of him going to be either the Greenland or one of the Green Lanterns, or even possibly Shazam. That's what they were saying.
Do you like that choice better than the guy with his junk out that played Raphael?
I think Raphael looks more like him. He's got a cheesier grin. He's got a cheesier grin.
Does he?
I think so.
I don't even know
because he's got that grin where his eyes become like beady, and that's kind of how Shazam is depicted, anyways.
Right.
Whenever he smiles, it's that big ass, it's that cheese. I don't know. They need to get a move on with it. But then I think DC in general just needs to just get their act together, man. Just bloody make good films. They don't have to be spectacular or amazing.
Well, another Wonder Woman out.
They did, and that was good. I mean, I like we spoke about Wonder Woman last episode, and it's probably getting a lot more praise because of what it was compared. Like, one, I mean, sure, it's a woman lead, and that's great. It's a woman superhero lead, and we haven't really got one of those before. But they're also forgetting that we've had women do superhero / supervillain movies before. Catwoman, Elektra. So it's not like this is the first time. This is just the first time that it's actually good. But because of that, automatically it's like, oh, this is the greatest thing. It's like, no, it just, they did a good job. And because of that, this is what they can continue to do. Now we'll see if, they can maintain that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even saying that it's like, the guy superhero movies are better. No, they've just done more of them.
Very true.
And sure, there have been failures and stuff, but then you can't exactly say the first woman lead superhero movie is successful. I'm like, again, it's not the first one. We've had two before, and they were shit.
They were, and I'm sure we've had more than two.
Surely, Supergirl from the '80s. But again, it's like I'm not saying like because of the two failures, don't give them a chance. I'm like, absolutely no. It's like let them do them, let them fail as well, let them succeed. As it's not like a male director directing a male superhero. It's not like, oh, this is a failure, let's stop completely.
Right.
We'll never do a good one. It's like, no, they get more opportunities. In a sense, that's probably just saying, just give women more of a chance in Hollywood.
In general,
That's really
just
it.
in general,
Yeah.
I think.
Just in general. It doesn't have to be a superhero movie. Just give him more of a chance in general. Because, I mean,
just
hey, what's the harm? What's the harm?
Right. But it seems like more of that's happening, and that's good.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've already hearing rumors that Patty Jenkins is going to be taking over on Superman or Man of Steel, whatever.
Fine, that's cool.
And so for people who really dug the tone of Wonder Woman, it's possible you could get something sort of similar as far as like Superman being a really hopeful character. I know that was a big deal for a lot of people that he didn't seem very hopeful. It's kind of emo Superman.
Right. It's one thing I'm finding odd about, say, Wonder Woman, for example, the release of that is like they're talking about how amazing it was, and all that's like, it's because it wasn't done by Snyder. I'm like, he wrote it.
Right, it was his story, yeah.
So it's not like he didn't touch that film at all.
Right. He just didn't direct it, but parts of it still felt like him. A lot of the action.
Absolutely. The action, the slow-mo stuff.
Yeah.
It was everything else that didn't feel like his that probably worked well.
Right.
And if anything, that's what they can take from it.
The emo nature of a lot of the stuff he does. So I think that was just the wrong tone for Superman specifically. I think if Snyder had started with just doing a Batman movie, even if his Batman is killing people with cars and shit, his Batman movie
people would have loved it more.
Just would have been legit. People would have been about it. But I think it was just the wrong tone for Superman.
It's not because he didn't treat Superman like how Superman, I guess, should be seen as. Right. He made him more man than anything else. He forgot what Superman's about.
Right. Like if they just wanted like, let's get stylish directors to do it, they should have got Zack Snyder on Batman, and they should have put like Edgar Wright on Superman. And
dude,
like, it's in the same universe. Make them both at the same time, separately, and then we'll do a tie-in movie after that for World's Finest.
In an alternate world, that would have happened.
Right. How great would that have been?
It would have been something, man.
Other but yeah, man. What else was on the notes this week besides Black Panther? Which
E3,
I'm
bro.
Excited about.
E3.
Oh goodness.
I know we don't speak much games because I'm not really a gamer. Royce is a gamer. I like certain games, but there was one game in particular which I will
let's talk about this fucking Inhumans trailer before we get to the game stuff.
Oh, right. Did we not mention it last week?
Did we not?
I don't remember. We might have.
I thought we just talked about it when we saw it, but we didn't talk about it on the air.
Oh, actually, maybe. Well, if we did, no. I don't think we talked about it in the last episode.
Oh, so I added it. So
I don't. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah. All right. Cool. We'll talk about that. I don't know if anybody else on the stream right now has seen it.
Yeah,
but there was a
leaked Inhumans trailer. It was not finished. Not all the effects were in it. But what did you think about it? They reiterated over and over again, filmed with IMAX cameras.
Meaning you're going to see all the garbage in a large screen very clearly.
Yeah.
It didn't
look amazing, but again, the trailer was unfinished, so it's hard to say for certain. But it just, to me, it looked like it looked very TV. It looked very TV, and not in a like, oh man, TV is so amazing right now kind of way.
Not in a Game of Thrones TV way.
And which is what everyone was saying. Oh, this is going to be Marvel's answer to Game of Thrones. I'm like, well, not with that. Not if that's what it is. But again, unfinished. I'm hoping for the best. They really got to do something with that teleport effect. That can't be the final version.
Some people seem to be happy with that, though.
Who is happy with that?
I saw some people respond on Twitter going, that looked pretty cool.
The effect? The effect did not look cool. No, man. That shit looked like the mask.
It looked weird.
Or some shit.
Mm-hmm. It looked cheap.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to belittle the people's work.
To see the giant dog.
Yes.
So definitely give me more giant dog.
I just hope the giant dog doesn't just stand there.
That's what it looks like in the trailer.
Right. That's why. That's what my concern is. I don't want to see a giant, cool, rendered, textured dog that just stands there. Right. It better move like a dog. Bloody film a dog.
Just film one.
Film a dog and just blow him up. I know it sounds, easier than saying like that, but
film a dog and blow it up.
Don't blow it up.
That's terrible.
Yeah, don't do that. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that movie
either. But that trailer it was not doing a single thing.
Yeah, not for me anyway. But
and it's sad because I was like,
the guy who plays the villain in it, the guy from Misfits, and he was actually on Game of Thrones.
Yes,
I can't remember.
You think that's why they cast him?
Weird last name. Sure, but I just feel like he didn't seem very impressive to me in that trailer, and I normally like that guy.
He looked like I was phoning it.
Yeah, but it's hard to tell how much of that is like without context or bad editing. Or...
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of again, it's a trailer which was unfinished, so we have to keep saying that again because it wasn't a full thing, so effects weren't fully done. But just it. I'm done. I'm fine. Give me a proper trailer and I'll.
Great.
Yeah, it didn't excite me at all, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, if it's not good, I mean, it's something else I have to watch. Yeah, I'd like for it to be Aces. I'd like for it to be Aces.
Are you gonna go see it in the IMAX theater when it comes out? Or are you just gonna?
Well, I'll still be there. I'll still be there. I'll still be there. So if we decide to watch it, we can watch it on IMAX.
Or do you just want to watch the pilot on TV?
I don't know at this point. Again, there's nothing in the in this leaked trailer that's making me go, oh, okay, I'd like to see a giant jelly dog teleport on a big screen. Feels like a
I kind of want to see a giant jelly dog anyway.
I'd like to see that. Like a gummy dog.
Yeah.
That's fine. But not like that. We'll see. We'll see when the proper trailer comes out. And I'm sure by Comic-Con we're gonna see a proper trailer.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. And then it's not like they're gonna scrap the project entirely at this point, because it's like, wow, that leak trailer was received negatively.
Yeah.
That guy's fired for leaking it.
I mean, that guy's probably fired either way.
Yeah. Well, maybe he did that because he was like, they fired me, so I'm gonna leak it now. I'm gonna show the people how garbage this project is.
Scott B.
Yeah. You did us a favor, Scott.
Right. I was really excited for that show too.
I want it to still be good,
shit, man.
Yeah. Because the thing is, it could still be amazing. Right. And now, we could be speaking from our asses right now. because we don't know. We don't know.
I'm just saying it didn't look impressive.
Nope. So far,
But,
like, yeah.
again, there wasn't shit. And even if the trailer was finished, there was no shots in it of them doing anything with their powers or anything. So,
Nope.
other than the teleporting dog,
just-
which I did not like really.
Yeah, just them sitting around,
Definitely.
looking at each other.
Yeah. So
Ca-
you gotta
the
do,
car
you're
was
a
mi-
human, bro.
I think the car moved. The car got pushed or something.
Did it?
I don't know. At this point, I don't really
But yeah.
care.
Anyway, since that show doesn't look great, on to E3 conversation.
Yeah,
there was-
E3. That's what we're talking
There was
about.
E3 happened over the weekend.
It's still
was
happening,
like
is it not? Or has it just finished now?
I think today.
It's like a
was the
week
last-
long thing. Because I know they did like
Today.
Nintendo recently.
Right. But yeah, so they do it around this time every year, and they always show off what the new games are going to be and what people are hyped about. And I just am very excited about a lot of new games, Anthem being one of them. It's like team up with your friends and be Iron Man. Which
Iron Man
sounds like a good
Metroid, Iron Man Samus.
Exactly. Which, that sounds like a good time.
In a world of Avatar.
Seriously. And
I'm okay with that. To me, that sounds awesome.
yes, definitely. Yeah, that one's a definite buy for me, especially if you can play it VR or whatever. That's going to be nanners. They debuted the new high-powered Xbox, the Xbox One X, which I realized if you just say all the initials, just says Xbox. So the newest Xbox is the Xbox.
That's bizarre.
So
is this supposed to be like, this is the pinnacle of boxness?
Yeah, it's the most Xboxiest box they got.
This is our most Xbox. This is the Xbox.
So yeah,
what games
that
on
was
that?
pretty cool. That's the Anthem one is one of them.
I see.
Debuting all the like shiny everything's in 4K now crap, and but the main Sony one, the only Sony game that I've seen recently where I'm like, that is a one I definitely need in my life. It's the new Spider-Man game, which I've been waiting for some sort of news on for I don't even know how long. Feels like forever though. And
they took their time.
Gave us some gameplay.
And it doesn't disappoint.
Not at all. I don't know how close to that it's gonna look when it comes out, but to me that game looked incredible. It looks like part Arkham, part Uncharted, part Sleeping Dogs almost. And those are all good parts. I like all them parts.
All those parts add up.
Yeah, all those parts are
That's
good.
kind of how I feel about the Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball game, that shit looks bonkers as well.
That to me, I'm like, as a person who loves Dragon Ball, who enjoys really good fighting games, this is hitting every spot for me.
Yeah, it looks great.
Hitting every spot.
We've always throw praise at that Guilty Gear game.
Yeah.
So it is not at all surprising that those guys are involved. So yeah, that game looks incredible. That's a definite
Arc
buy
System.
as well.
Arc System works. Yeah, them guys. It's just embarrassing what they embarrass. Whatever, whoever else in fighting games at this point, in terms of the look and the play.
Put it this way,
it's like they
if
showed.
I get a fighting game made of any property I'm involved with, I'm gonna talk to those guys first.
Oh yes. It's like, listen, what do you got? What's on your schedule? Can you do this? It's not. I know you can do this, but are you available to do this?
Right.
Get it done. That's it.
Yeah,
Make it
those
happen.
guys are dope.
Make it happen.
But that Spider-Man game
Because
looks
that
incredible. Anybody who hasn't seen it already, please look up the trailer. It looks very, very dope.
it
All
looks
the
very good.
animations and stuff are very, very clean. All the shit he can do looks nanners. I'm just so excited for a AAA like full big budget Spider-Man game. I can't think of anything that would make me.
Was there an actual release date, like a specific release date, or was they just say
Seriously,
2018?
2018. So
Okay.
I assume if it's not gonna be like spring 2018 when a bunch of games drop around that time, it will probably be
Okay.
summer next year, to correspond with whatever the summer big movie is that year. Marvel thing.
Hmm.
But I don't think there's a Spider-Man thing in 2018. I mean, he's going to be in Infinity War, but that's in May. Maybe it'll come out in May.
Maybe.
It'd be a good time for it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That game does look good. I mean, I'm not obviously, as I said, it stayed all the time. I'm not a gamer, but I would watch that game be played.
Yeah, seriously.
That's already enough for me because I'm not. I don't know. I'm not. I don't really like playing games in that sense. I'd rather sit down and watch something. Now I've done that before. I would sit down and watch my mates play games, and that's fun to me. Because then I don't have to do anything. I can just see an adventure play out. That's it. It's an adventure playing out. I'm learning the story as it goes along, while the player, who is a buddy of mine, is also learning.
Right. It's a let's play, but you only like them live.
Yes, it has to be live. I can't do like let's play on like YouTube let's plays and stuff like that. Nah, I'm done. I'm good. To me, it's like a reacts video. I don't care. I don't care. Like,
You're
cool.
allowed to not care.
Nah, I'm fine. Like, if I wanted to see a react video, I would play something for my nephew and just watch it with him.
That's
Again, a live reaction is much better. I guess that's how it works with me. I just if it's an in-person live, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because most likely I'll know you, and you're not just a complete stranger.
You can't empathize with strangers.
I can, but I don't care enough to care about what their reaction is.
Yeah.
And feel, and it just feels
those reactors.
Absolutely.
Reactor people on there.
Absolutely, and that's great. Good on them. Like they've made something of themselves.
You don't think we'd ever do a reaction to a trailer on our channel?
Yeah, but this is how it's gonna be. How it is. Like honestly, I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah. Exactly, because I don't like. Oh, it feels too heightened. Like because they know that they have to be entertaining all the time.
Maybe.
Like if people think,
it depends on what I'm reacting to. If there could have been a camera set up when the Hardy Boys came out at WrestleMania, people would have lost their fucking mind watching me react to that shit because I lost my marbles, lost them all over the place.
Well, that's good, and it depends on the thing as well. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I'm sure like alcohol is probably involved, so that probably assists in things, and that's fine. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. Reactions, stuff like that. This is just. I'm clearly not going to make a reaction. I'm not going to make a reaction. We're not going to make reaction videos because I don't care enough.
I mean, but we talk about trailers. That's kind of a reaction. It's just not a live.
Kind of, yeah. That's true. That's true. But we're not watching it while it's going on.
But what if we did?
And it's going to be like that. It's going to be sitting there like. And then afterwards, we could talk about what we thought. But it's not like, oh shit, all that bull crap. I don't. Cool, man. That's good. That's good.
No, I geek out a little bit. It happens.
Huh? Yeah,
I geek out a little bit. It happens.
It does. It does, but whatever. We have a question.
What is the question?
On the board. It says, it's from Mark Nosler. He goes, can you guys chat a bit about your cell shading styles? Maybe how you arrived at your process now. That's a little tricky.
How did you arrive at your process, Jeffrey?
Trial and error. It's always trial and error. Everything I do is trial and error. So where I am at this point is through trial and error. There wasn't any tutorials that I looked at because I don't really learn through tutorials. I if anything, I look at a piece and I try to dissect it in my head. And obviously that's done through trial and error. Like cell shades, I do cell shades because I love cartoons and anime. And that's basically the look that I'm trying to go for. It is easier at this point. I mean, I can paint from time to time, but it's too time consuming. And I don't like to spend too long on a piece, which is why I don't paint. But in terms of cell shades and just drawing or whatever, like using applications, heck, using the brush pen that I'm currently using now, it's all through trial and error. If something doesn't work, I'll figure out why it wasn't working and then try to work around it, see what I can do with it. Lots of experimenting. It wasn't like, oh, it hit me all of a sudden. Well, I mean, sometimes you can do something which is a complete fluke and go, all right, let's see if I can do that again and if it will do the same thing. And when it does, you're like, sweet, automatically, I'm just going to keep utilizing this thing.
Right. And also, talk to people who also do the same thing as you that are also doing the trial and error, because sometimes we will stumble on things and be like, hey, man, did you know that Manga Studio could do this shit? Or did you know that Photoshop could do this? And then we take that bit of information and then we go off and play with that for a few hours and figure out all kinds of new ways to use that. It's really just getting in your program, whatever you're using, and just mashing around all the things, see what all the switches do on a piece that is not important. Just get in a blank canvas and start brushing around stuff and see what the layer settings do. See what that does to the color underneath it. It's a lot of messing with that. Like if you look at my files when I'm done, like Jeff is a different thing. He does trial and error, but he's done so many pieces that he's got kind of a science on how his works. Like his stuff is very.
I know what things do now. Yeah. I will name things like we're working on a collab right now, and I don't know if you saw the actual labeling. Everything is basically it's almost clinical to an extent, but because I know exactly what certain things do, it's come down to somewhat of a science, as you were just saying then. Yeah.
Right. And for me, I used to do that. I really did. But as I progressed, I became more experimental because I am trying things outside of what is my comfort zone usually. So I don't even label a lot of my stuff anymore because I'm trying too many things in a row too quickly to be like, I know what this is. I'm going to call it this because I'm putting 8 layers on top of each other and like altering levels and seeing how they play on top of each other and yada yada, because I'm still figuring out my way. So it's just a lot of experimentation, man. I recommend whatever program you use, just dive in and try crap.
And don't get me wrong, in terms of the labels, most of the time I only label it after the fact because I know just to remind myself what that layer is. I can't just look at a layer and says layer 36 and I'm like, what's layer 36 again?
Yeah, for sure.
So Yeah, in the end, it's find a process that works for you. But getting there is gonna be a lot of hours.
Yeah, that's a lot
Like
of
I wish
times.
it was an instant thing. That'd be great if it was an instant thing, but if it was an instant thing, many people would be doing it. More people will be doing it. And that's good, you know.
I
Hopefully it's
don't
not
have
just
any
the same thing on
particular
repeat.
tutorials, but it seems like there's a lot online.
Yep.
Um,
Tons. It's gotta search, man. You gotta know what you're after. You gotta search, you gotta give them a shot. Which in the sense is your trial and error at that point.
yeah.
That's pretty neat. I had fun with this Black Panther. All right, we got. Wait, some other people said something. Maybe. I thought Chamba would be after a new Kirby game. I've never played a Kirby game, so.
But you like the Kirby character, right?
He's a fun character. I would be up for a new Bomberman game. That'd be fun. I love Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Or I could just play the old Bomberman. Simple.
Also that.
Speaking of the Dragon Ball, are you still doing the Dragon Ball sketch jam? I'd like to. I'm preparing for.
Thing right now.
It is. I've got a. I'm leaving next week for a convention, so. Yeah, it makes things difficult.
The problem is, selfishly, when we want to do these jams, we also want to participate in them. It's not just for the community. Like, we want to be a part of the community with you guys. So, you know, it's hard for us to post some of these when we're like, we also want to do this Dragon Ball thing. So we know we can't do it right now. So it's hard to be like,
yeah,
go ahead and do it without us, guys.
Yeah. Like we do the jams as much for everybody else as we do for ourselves.
Right.
So it's difficult. But trust me, I want to get that done. That's what I actually want to do.
It might be one that happens while you're over here or something.
Yeah, most likely that's the case. Because I don't know how focused I can be to get things
early
done.
July or
August.
Yeah.
But that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that when that occurs.
Yeah.
Demetrius Moore says, Chipper Chap reaction videos would just be you guys screaming creamy the whole time. Only if it's good.
But for sure, only if it's good. But also, like, I imagine that video immediately, and I just don't. I think that is amazing. We should definitely do that video anyway.
Of us yelling creamy?
Just yelling creamy for no reason. We don't even have to be reacting to anything, really.
Nah, it's just we're reacting to creamy.
Yeah, just to the word creamy.
We're holding like an ice cream that's really creamy and just yelling, looking at it, saying creamy.
Yeah, that's how things work.
That's what it is. We're yelling at it.
Yeah.
Yep. What is are you looking forward to anything particular for San Diego? Like reveals of anything, movie trailers, cast of whatever upcoming like announcements? Is there anything that you're like, that would be nice if they announced this or that?
It would be cool to see Captain Marvel in her outfit. But I don't think we're going to get that because I feel like they're going to do with her what they did with Vision.
Which is?
Because is she supposed to debut in Infinity War, not in her own movie? So I feel like they're going to like tease her out as they get closer to the movie. Like we're just not going to see what she looks like. Kind of like what they did with Spider-Man as well.
Right.
I kind of imagine that's what they'll do, but at the same time, you know, I just feel like that's what they're gonna do because I feel like they're gonna save like the big like push at like, oh, look at this character, she's a lady and she's a Marvel lady. They're gonna save that for when they're ready to do her movie.
That's true. She's gonna appear in Infinity, right?
That's what the long-standing rumor is she's supposed to debut there.
Okay. Hopefully that's.
Because originally she was going to debut at the end of Age of Ultron, and they decided to wait. She was supposed to be one of the people that showed up at the end to be part of the new Avengers or whatever.
I rewatched Age of Ultron. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
People didn't like it.
Well, I think
It
one of them things where they were like, it wasn't the first movie, so it's the worst.
So it's a piece of it wasn't the first film, so it's a complete piece of shit. You guys should, stop doing this. Movies isn't your thing.
But there was a lot that I liked about Ultron.
Yeah.
Again, way more I liked about it than disliked about it. I just don't know how you get to that. You watch that movie, you get to that Hulkbuster fight scene, and you're like, "This movie is shit."
Right.
Like,
because okay,
they're giving us our dreams out loud.
Like, how did it read my mind and put it on the screen and with awesome visual effects? Right, Give me all of these toys if they're affordable.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. It's just Comic-Con though. I mean, with Comic-Con coming up, that would be nice if they showed that. I mean, if they were talking, how they were talking about.
I don't think they're gonna though.
That would be nice. It'd be nice if they can announce the cast for the Invincible thing.
Invincible thing would be cool. I'd like to know more about the Venom thing with Tom Hardy.
What that involves.
I'd like to know how involved that movie is going to be with the rest of the MCU and just Spider-Man in general, because it really still feels like a shame to me to do a Venom movie that doesn't involve Spider-Man at all.
It's bizarre. It's just bizarre.
It just seems unnecessary to me.
Like, it doesn't even.
Any of these movies are completely necessary, but.
Right. I mean, technically, none of them really are. Yeah. But getting them and be great, and some of them are great.
Some of them
are great. Be nice if more of them were, but take what we can.
Yeah. You looking forward to any Comic-Con reveals?
Yeah, again, like, if they could, Invincible would be cool.
Did your mic die? I can hear you again. You there? Well, I don't know what happened to Jeffrey. It says that he has left the call, but I'm still in here. So, so we'll see what happened to him. But do you guys have any questions? We can chit chat. You guys chipper chat with me. Chitty chat, chitty bang bang. Until we can figure out where Chamba went. Okay, well, I'm not sure still what happened on his end. I'm hitting him up, but I think maybe his net went down or somebody messed with the router or something. Not sure, but yeah. Did you guys catch E3? What were your guys' favorite showings from that presentation? Any games you're excited for? The Dragon Ball one was obviously Jeff's, and the Spider-Man one was obviously mine. Well, what did you guys check out? Anthem also looked incredible. But I'm curious. Let's see.
Sorry about that. Connection was lost.
Yeah, Anthem looks great. Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Sorry about that. The connection was
good.
just... internet died, so I don't know if the stream was still continuing.
The stream stayed going. It just, you got launched out of it, but I told them that your net probably just went back down, or went down and you'd be back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
We were just about to discuss their E3 excitements.
What is everybody keen on?
Somebody mentioned Anthem.
Anthem does look great.
Which is great. Yeah, that game looks incredible.
No idea what it's about. Again, that was the Avatar Iron Man one, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, there was that one where it was like a cinematic trailer, I guess, and they showed like that ape and the pig.
Oh yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Right, where it was like Journey to the Fifth Element.
Yeah.
West, and that one looked cool.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil, the sequel. The first one was a super old game. They also debuted the return of Shadow of Colossus, which a lot of people like. So all exciting stuff. Lots of good stuff coming out of this year's show. You still good, Jeffro? Yeah, Shadow of Colossus, man. I played the first one, but I didn't beat the first one. So I have very limited experience with it, but everybody says it was amazeballs, and I loved Dragon's Dogma, so I've heard people say that Dragon's Dogma took a lot of elements from Shadows of Colossus, so hopefully that will equal me liking that game too. Also, that new Monster Hunter game like legitimately looks like a sequel to Dragon's Dogma to me, so I'm super excited for that one as well. Which will be my first Monster Hunter game. Never actually played one before. I think I played a demo for one on the 3DS or something, but I've never actually played one. But that one looks cool. God of War looks kind of cool. I've never really played a God of War game either, but everybody says they're cool. And that one looked cool. It looked like God of War skins on like a super high def The Witcher kind of game, and I loved The Witcher, so if it's The Witcher plus The Last of Us plus God of War, that sounds like a winning combination to me. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Chamba's net, but we have been on now for an hour and a half, so I guess I can go ahead and just end it here, and then we'll pick it up next week, normal, hopefully with functioning interwebs. I'm not sure. I'm also not even sure if if I leave this call, does it end the stream? I don't know. He set it up on his end. But I guess because I don't know what's going on, we'll just say until the next one, stay chipper, chaps. Yeah. Later, guys.